What is up, New Beginnings Church? Happy Wednesday morning to you and welcome to your midweek devotion. So excited to inspire you and equip you and get you through your week. Church, I'm excited because I get to share one of my absolute favorite scriptures in the entire Bible. I have two or three that I'm like, okay, if this had to be my favorite verse, and I go back and forth a little bit, but this is near the top of the list right here. This is so beautiful. It's 1 John chapter 4, verse 16, and it says this. It says, "And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. And God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them." Now, those are some powerful words, and it is in 1 John chapter 4 that we find a couple of different times where John makes that emphatic statement, God is love, which now becomes the defining characteristic of who he is, and that love now defines everything else that follows when it comes to the nature of God. And so it's not just that he's just, but his justice is loving, right? Even when it talks about God being angry, no, even his anger is rooted in love, that he's only angry because of how much he loves. Like, the whole thing is that God's very nature is love. And what we are called to do is to receive that love and then engage in it. And I love this line. This is the line that has meant so much to me. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. And just to be transparent, man, I've had times in my life recently where I wanted to lose my patience. I wanted to get angry. I wanted to complain. I wanted to be grumpy. And I thought about this line, God, whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. And what it meant to me in those moments was, Todd, whatever the loving thing is to do, that is where God will be found. Lean in there. So in light of that, in all of your relationships with your spouse, with your kids, with your neighbors, with your coworkers, lean in wherever it is that you can do the loving thing, because whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. So in light of that, here's 5 things I want to give you to think about. Number 1 is this: if you want to really showcase God's love, number 1, listen without interrupting. The Bible is very clear on this. It says that a fool is found in the abundance of words. We should talk less and listen more. And when we listen, we show the world, hey, I care what you have to say. I care to hear you out, and I'm here for you in times of your need and your grief. And so listen is a great way to reflect love. But here's another one. We speak life and not death. I want you to know, people again are waiting for encouragement. People are starving to be built up. There are some of us, there are men that I know that cannot tell you the last time they had a compliment given to them. And so the world around us is starving for that. And so to the greatest of your ability, speak life and encouragement and edification. Number 3 is this: give generously. Anytime that you can, anytime there's an opportunity. And here's the motivation I want to give you. None of the stuff that you are collecting and hoarding and pocketing, you don't get to take that with you. And so what I want you to do is live your life full throttle, knowing that when you get to the end of your life, your faith tank should be empty. You should say, no, I spent it all. I lived this life to the fullest. And to do that, you're going to have to become a generous soul to get the maximum out of life. Number 4 is this: pray without ceasing. There's nothing like having people pray for you directly. I was in a men's group last night, and a bunch of men gathering for Bible study and encouragement, whatever, but there's nothing more powerful to see people pray for one another and then to continue that on. And so pray without ceasing. And then number 5 is this: forgive without punishing. Forgive without punishing. Forgiveness is kind of the hinge that this door swings on. It's such a big deal to your Heavenly Father that if we're going to become the partakers of His mercy, well, we've got to become the dealers in mercy as well. And so, God, we've received your forgiveness. Let us become forgiving people. Let that be our nature and our instinct. And in so doing, we will show the world what the love of God is really like. Because whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. Come on, church. I hope you believe that with me today. I hope you live that out in your life so that you can experience God's fullness. I love you so much. God bless you. I'll see you soon.